Good.
Okay, my number 7 is A Fantastic Woman.
Yeah.
I did see that yesterday, and boy, was I happy I saw it. It was wonderful. She was terrific in this movie. I thought everything about this movie. To me, the best part was that she got the dog back. I was so happy she got the dog back.
Right.
I mean, throughout the whole movie, I was saying, is she going to get the dog back? But she did. Well acted, well done, great story, horrible people. It's just a really good movie. I liked it very much.
Number 7 for me was a real kick-ass kind of action movie, Atomic Blonde, with Charlize Theron, whom we both like, and a great Berlin in the 80s setting and a lot of style. And I think it was my favorite action movie of the year.
Okay.
Did you see that one?
I did not.
Oh, okay. What's your number 6?
My number 6 was Maudie.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved her. I loved him. I loved everything about it. I am so sorry it was a small movie that came out early in the year, and I'm afraid a lot of people missed it, and they truly missed 2 performances that you shouldn't miss and a story of a person that you shouldn't miss. I thought just the scenery, the snow, the mountains, everything was just spectacular in this movie. I loved it.
Yeah, and Ethan Hawke, too. This is not a lovey-dovey part to take on. It's kind of a daring part to take on. Because,
especially opposite her and that massive role she had.
Yeah. Well, you'll hear more about that shortly. Number 6 for me was Beauty and the Beast. Really beautifully cast, beautifully filmed. Just a great, fun family movie. There aren't enough of those. Number 5.
My number 5 is Molly's Game. I loved it. I loved the story. I loved her. I thought Jessica Chastain was great in this movie. I'm an Aaron Sorkin fan, so I like the dialogue kind of stuff. I thought she was overlooked because I think that any time an actress is in a movie where she is in 100% of the movie, because she narrated this movie as well as acted in it, and delivers lines that way, I liked it, and I like things that are about real people and real situations, so I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, it held my interest. I kind of liked it. Number 5 for me, A Quiet Passion, the Emily Dickinson biopic with a really strong performance by Cynthia Nixon.
You want my number 4?
When she looks at me like that, it's not going to be good. Here we go.
Get Out.
Okay. You've told that to me many times. Say more.
But this time
you really mean
positive.
it. Okay.
I really mean it. I thought this movie was amazing. I mean, such a farce, such a statement about society today. I don't want to get involved in a political discussion with you about this movie, but it took Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and made it a 2017 movie, honest to God. And everything they did about it, the little horror, the little comedy, the chair, it was just fantastic. I recommend everybody to see this movie.
I think everybody has by now. If I've seen it.
I know. If you've seen it, then everybody has. But if you haven't, go see it. I hope you like it.
Okay, number 4 for me was The Square by the director Ruben Östlund, who did Force Majeure, which we both liked a few years ago. And this is an art world satire that really, again, he's a master of putting you in these uncomfortable situations and making you think, what would I do? You know, this life is not happening the way it's supposed to be happening, and what do I do now? And it's the kind of movie that you can see with people and talk about afterward. It just really excited me.
I liked it too. When I first saw it, I liked it, but I didn't love it. But it's the kind of movie like Force Majeure that you keep thinking about. Uh-huh. And the more I thought about it, the more interested it became, and the more I liked it. I agree. It's not on my top 10, but I liked it very much.
Okay. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is I, Tonya. I thought it was really a good movie. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I really did. Again, I like stories about real people. I thought Margot Robbie was terrific in this movie. I think she's been seriously overlooked. And I chose Allison Janney as supporting actress, so obviously I liked it. But I think the way they told the story did not just focus in on her getting hit in the legs, and it really told the story of this girl,
yes,
and how
exactly.
she was brought up and how she lived and what she went through, and I think that was the good part. They didn't make it a sensationalized thing. They made it a story of her life.
And the whole cast, Sebastian Stan as Jeff Galooly, and how about the guy who plays the counterterrorism expert, self-labeled?
Fantastic.
Really great. My number 3, I don't think you saw this one, Good Time, with Robert Pattinson as a criminal who breaks or thinks he's breaking his brother out of Rikers after a botched bank robbery, and then it's kind of a hallucinatory nighttime ride through the underbelly of New York, a little bit like Scorsese's After Hours, but a really well done picture. Number 2, we're getting to the big ones now.
Well, my 2 and 1 are interchangeable. My number 2 is Shape of Water. It could have been my number 1 for all the same reasons. I loved it. I went to that movie thinking I was going to not like it. I went to that movie because I knew it was going to be nominated for everything. I wasn't a Pan's Labyrinth fan, same director. I don't like fantasy and science fiction kind of stuff, so I went there just to say I saw it. I walked out of there loving it. I loved her. I loved the monster. I loved him. I thought he was beautiful. I thought it was the most amazing love story of the year. Truly and truly, I believed that she was going to live with him happily ever after under the water. I believed that. I still believe it today.
Yeah, well, we both like that picture. And number 2 for me is Maudie. And Aisling Walsh is the director. It's really a beautiful, quietly beautiful movie that kind of sneaks up on you. Okay, time for the big one.
3 billboards. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri is my big one. I told you before, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I could see it 10 times. It is my favorite movie of the year.
Well, for me, number 1, no Mumblecore this year, no Happy Christmas, no Joshy. It's Call Me By Your Name.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
so there are our complete 10 best. Now, our worst list. Now, you have only 7
I know,
on yours.
I think that I have actually made it to 8.
Okay.
So you do 2 first.
Okay, my number 10 is a misguided documentary called Nobody Speak, Trials of the Free Press. And my number 9 was Colossal with Anne Hathaway in a silly sort of monster comedy opposite Jason Sudeikis.
Actually, I lied to you. I made it to 9.
Okay, give me your number 9.
You're not going to like it.
Uh-oh. No, she didn't. Don't say,
God.
oh!
I'm sorry. I thought it was inappropriate. I thought Timothée Chalamet was like a high school kid. And he's beautiful, and he's going to be phenomenal. But in a different situation, it was almost everything that we're talking about, and he was just too young.
I didn't get pedophilia out of
I
this.
did. I'm sorry. I did. And I thought he was just too young and awkward. And I thought it was beautiful to see. The scenery was beautiful. You know, Italy was beautiful. The food was beautiful. The mother didn't know what planet she was on.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, please. And the speech by the father at the end of the movie is not a speech that anywhere, any place would have happened in real life. I thought that was like, put me over the top in that movie.
Well, as I said, the speech was almost embarrassingly progressive, but I think it's exactly what that particular man would have said at that particular
But that particular
situation.
man is not a real man.
Oh,
He's
well,
a
he
movie
became
man.
real. He became real. Number 8, for me, Free Fire. You didn't see this one, I don't think. A really dumb action comedy with Brie Larson and Charlton Copley, who I think is my least favorite actor. And as Adrienne's phone goes off, that's going to cost you.
Sorry.
Okay, give me your number 8.
Wonder Wheel.
The Woody Allen.
The Woody Allen. Ridiculous movie. Jason Timberlake Justin Timberlake was the best thing about the movie. I thought it was just a ridiculous movie. I didn't like it. I kept waiting for something to happen. I think Woody Allen is resting on whatever laurels he may have left now and just recycling his movies, giving it some good music. It always has some good music and a
beautiful look.
Yeah, a great look, and no story, no nothing. It was just a silly movie. I didn't like it at all.
It's very minor in his oeuvre, but I do think that Kate Winslet's performance actually snuck up on me by the end. I think it's actually a little stronger than I thought it was as I was watching it. Okay, my number 7 is War on Everyone, a dumb buddy cop comedy with Alexander Skarsgård and Michael Pena, whom we both like.
Great cast.
And it's from the director who did Calvary, which we both hated. And that's the brother of Martin McDonagh, who did 3 Billboards. He got all the talent, and this guy got Zippo.
Okay, well, my number 7 is Phantom Thread, which again, I just thought was ridiculous, and I don't think we'd be having any discussions about it if Daniel Day-Lewis was not retiring. I agree. Thought it was a silly movie.
Yeah. Number 6, and I know this will be somewhere on your list, the horrible Lady Macbeth. Oh, that high, huh? Okay, well, I won't say any more then.
My number 6 is Dunkirk.
Ooh, great choice.
Actually looked forward to. I looked forward to seeing this movie. I wanted to see it. And this movie was impossible to follow. It did not tell any of the story. No one knew who was where, was when, at what time. And the thing that got me most was the Admiral. What's his name?
Branagh.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh. Everybody in this movie is filthy. They've got mud, they've got water, they've got this, they're all dying.
He's standing in the middle.
He stood on the pier without one drop of dirt on him through the entire movie. Now, who could believe that? That alone put it on my worst list.
Great choice. I mean, I think... Did I sleep through
most of it? You did. Yeah. Most of it. You slept through most
terrible.
of it. It was horrible.
Yeah. Good choice. Okay, my number 5 is, The Circle. A Silicon Valley, what would you call it? Tom Hanks plays sort of a Steve Jobs type, but it's a menacing company that kind of
it was ridiculous.
Takes over everyone's...
It was a silly movie about a good topic. It could have been a much better movie.
Probably on the page it was better.
Yeah, on the page. I'm sure it was better. Oh, you're going to be mad at me for this.
Oh, no. What's your number 5?
Trip to Spain.
Oh, no!
Oh, God, I thought that was I've slept through a lot of that, I must admit. And I liked the others. I did like the others. I tend to think that when people have success with something, they milk it and they just play it up for too much. I mean, they rest on their laurels. This movie was ridiculous.
No, I laughed a lot.
You did.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, you may not like this. Well, I think we sort of agree. Roman J. Israel, Esquire.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't make my list, but that's just because I like Denzel so much. Mine was The Salesman.
Oh,
my number 4 is The Salesman.
The Iranian picture.
The Iranian. I couldn't stand it. I thought that this guy was just a hateful person, just a horrible person. I didn't like anything about this movie. I thought it was just an ugly movie. Ugly.
Number 3 for me is a movie that's almost 3 hours with about 10 seconds of nuance, and it's Catherine Bigelow's Detroit. Hated
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
My number 3 is The Circle, so we've been through that. I agree with you on that one.
Okay, now number 2, this will make you mad. One of the dumbest movies of the year, The Book of Henry. Okay. This is Naomi Watts' son, who's brilliant, but has a brain tumor, somehow figures out that the chief of police who lives next door is abusing his daughter. And so when he dies, he leaves his mother detailed instructions on how to kill the police chief. And she listens to the headphones and goes through, step by step, follows everything he tells her to do. Absurd.
Needless to say, I liked it.
Of course you did.
It's about a kid.
Yeah, right.
It's like I'm a kid or a dog and I'm a goner. So.
Okay.
My number 2 was The Dinner.
Great choice.
Yeah, just another really awful movie. Did we make it through that movie?